Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know, my name is Aaron, and today we are gonna do kind of like a day in the life. I announced in my last video I was prepping for a half marathon. It's currently 6 a.m. We have a couple things on the agenda this morning. I have a 2.5 mile tempo run this morning. The sun is starting to poke out. We got our coffee in hand. I actually have a meeting with a potential client, and I'll kind of get into that because that's another thing I've been wanting to discuss on this channel is like business and finance and stuff like that. I'm meeting with a potential client. I used to have my own videography business, more so like social media management. Long form content is new to me, and just go to work, and then I have a gym session tonight. So, but yeah, we're gonna start with this run. I'm gonna sip this coffee and we're gonna get after it. 2.5 miles. We're shooting for like a 9-minute pace. Let's go get after it. Obviously you see the layers, 29 degrees outside. It's April 9th. Why is it so cold right now? No idea, considering it was literally 70 degrees last week. But that's New Jersey, baby. Just gotta deal with it. The front half was pretty good. I started off a little slow, as I usually do. So I'm averaging like a little over 9. But in the back half, that's where we thrive. That's where I usually pick it up. So we're right around the pace that we wanna be at. We're gonna finish too strong. I always like to start slower and kind of build into my pace and settle. So we're gonna settle in. We're just gonna cruise. And I'll show you guys the result when we're done. All right, so I got back from my run, but I wanted to show you guys this. So these are my splits. The first mile was 9:17, second mile was 8:30, and then the pace for the last half mile was 7:58. I finished with a total time of 21:48 with an average of 8:43. So not bad, around where I wanted to be. I was looking to run like a 9-minute pace. So I'm happy with the pace I set. We got it done. It wasn't as easy as we thought it was gonna be, which is fine. I love underestimating and then just being humbled because now I know next time I'm just gonna crush that shit. So, but now we got a shower and then we have to go to our client meeting. I'm really hoping this works out because, you know, there's a lot of things in the works behind the scenes that I'm trying to make happen, and this would be a huge help to that. So. We're headed to the meeting. We're basically just we already are familiar with each other. We're pretty much just gonna discuss like what she needs and what her budget is, and then we're gonna see if I'm a good fit. So fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. And then after that, I gotta go straight to work because I'm definitely cutting it super tight here on my schedule, but it is what it is, man. I have some flexibility today, so I'm not gonna complain. Might be back into his entrepreneurial era again. I'm excited about that because, like I said, I have a lot of really good ideas. I actually don't know if I've said that, but I have a lot of really good ideas. They just require work. So I just had my meeting and it just went very well. Actually, way better than I expected. I wasn't sure exactly, I knew who I was meeting with, but I didn't know at what scale they wanted things. And I'm not gonna discuss numbers or anything, but we closed a pretty good deal today. And I'm excited because this is the thing that I needed to get me over the hump. Especially yesterday, I'm gonna pop it up. I had my battery, I don't know if I spoke on this earlier, but basically I go out, my car's been perfectly fine. I go out to start my car, it literally just doesn't start. And I hear a crank,
basically like a zzz noise, right? And if you guys know anything about cars, you know, like, okay, my battery just isn't turning on. Something electrical, because it sounds like that's the sound you would think electricity makes. But basically, I go out, car doesn't start. I open my like battery encasing, and there's battery acid all over like the negative charge side. And the fact that my car was even starting is like, dude, it's the worst. I used to work at AutoZone, and I used to change batteries, and I've seen some stuff, but it was bad. And so I went to AutoZone, literally the terminal got stuck. It was molded basically to like the actual like thing that it connects to. I can't remember what it's called. But like the guy sat there for an hour, tried to pry it off, couldn't get it off. I was like, dude, he kind of like, I had to buy a universal terminal with the battery. He kind of MacGyvered it, he figured it out, got the shit working. And this is the break that we need, because shit, man, I'm trying to make that push right now to really just get prepared for my future. And this is exactly like, dude, you can't ask for a better story. This is exactly what I need. It's a huge win. So I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get into too many details right now. It's private. Once everything is finalized, then I will, I'll disclose like more information. But we're moving in the right direction, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm excited to bring you guys along, because you guys kind of get to see the process of like, the behind the scenes of like making content and me vlogging and me building my business and really just starting from scratch. So there's a lot of good things coming. There's a lot of good things to be excited about. And man, I'm stoked, dude. I'm literally just gonna pop us in, drink my coffee, go to work, and just, enjoy life. But one thing I want to teach you guys is, do not sell it until that check hits your bank. Do not celebrate. It's like Kobe said, what is there to be happy about? Job's not finished. So I got to make sure once the check hits the bank and I'm doing my thing and I'm moving and grooving, that's when we can go and pop a bottle in my honor. So right now, the next step is networking, because I need to hire somebody to help me out ASAP. I have my hand in a lot of things, so I need to make sure that I have somebody reliable that I can trust to work with me on this while I figure things out. So yeah, we're about to go to work. I'm actually in the store today, so I'm gonna be there. Probably just working on some stuff. I have like 3 hours of meetings, and then I gotta get to work. I gotta become resourceful and figure things out. So, but I will. So as you can see, I'm currently working. It's the next day. I'm getting back into business, and I wanted to share that win with you guys. I really just wanted to sit and tell you guys a couple things, because I have failed trying to do businesses or in business at least 5 or 6 times. And to be honest with you, for most people, that's rookie numbers. I launched my own clothing brand. At one point, I had my own personal training thing. I had relaunched this videography business twice because of where I was living. I'm also in the process of starting a cleaning business. That hasn't necessarily failed. I literally just started, so you only fail if you quit. I just wanted to talk about 3 really important factors and things that made a difference and how I'm gonna do things different, and the things that I've kind of learned. So I wanted to be able to share them with you guys. These are the 3 main points that I'm focusing on building this next business. And to be honest with you, making content is such a huge accountability thing. I want to win so that I can show me being a winner. Nobody wants to share their losses online, let's be real. So it almost forces you to win. I will share my losses with you guys, because that's just the type of person I am. I can't sit here and say that I win all the time. I've lost many times, which has helped me learn the things that are gonna help me win in the future. But if you're thinking about starting a business, let me show you where I've failed and how I can, teach you the lessons that you might not learn yet. So number 1 is focus on quality. That sounds you're like, no shit, right? But and they all tie in together, but you tend to try to figure out the fastest way to do things. For example, your favorite clothing brand, you probably noticed that the quality has diminished over the years. Or some brands that have been around for a long time, the quality has stayed strong over the years. If you're offering a service-based business, before you start trying to expand and grow, make sure that your quality is at the highest point that it could possibly be, so that you can duplicate it to other customers. Because what's happened to me is I might have high quality for one customer, and then as I try to scale and don't have the power to scale, the quality starts to dip. So focusing on really just hammering in the best possible quality for one person in helping somebody else make as much money as possible so that I can also make as much money as possible. Because at the end of the day, I've heard it so many times, but it never clicked until I really got it, was helping other people make money is how you're gonna make money. So focus on your quality, help somebody else make money, and long-term that'll help you make money. The second thing is, don't try to grow too fast. And it ties into number one, and number three will tie into number 1 and 2. But like I said, when you try to grow too fast, you tend to get greedy, because of course everybody wants to do a business to make money, but you have to think about it. Are you trying to just make money right now, or are you trying to make money for the rest of your life? And that's kind of what has messed me up, is I've tried to grow too fast for my own good, and then quality starts to drop. You start to do too much. You don't have the manpower because you look around and you realize it's just you, and you have 25 things to do and not enough time or energy to do it. Don't try to grow too fast. And segueing into number 3, that can be a short one, is hire as a priority. Hire somebody on, bring in a partner as fast as you can, because it'll help you grow faster. And also it'll help you focus on quality, because now we can divvy up the things that we have been trying to do all by ourselves. So focus on your quality. Make sure that you have the best possible quality. Bring somebody in that understands it, or is coachable, or enjoys the field, and just teach them everything you know, and then focus on growing. And the key points under those things are, when you're focusing on quality, you have to know your subject and know what your market is. Be very thorough and make sure that you're creating bullet points for your bullet points. Every single phase, you're putting in proper planning, because people do too much planning before they actually start the thing, and then they don't ever start the thing. When you start the thing and people are paying you to do it, that's when you need to start planning. Your time needs to go into making sure that you're planning things out correctly, so that when you're already in it and already making money, you can maximize that. You want to make sure that you're focusing on as much ROI within one thing as possible. So every single person you work for, focus on ROI, return on investment. Focus on that return. Getting them maximal returns will get you maximal returns. And don't be greedy. If you're starting a business because you want to make money, you need to figure out your money problem first, and then you can start that business. Because if you get greedy, it's going to hurt your decision making. And I can tell you right now, it's what's hindered me in the past. Having a second pair of eyes and a second set of hands is super important. Say I'm really good at one thing and I'm not good at something else, you find somebody that complements you. And now you can split up your power and your effort, and now you can focus on what you're good at, they can focus on what you're not good at and what they're good at, and you come together and everything just kind of flows. So these are the things that I've learned that I wanted to share with you guys. I will keep you guys posted in the growth process and how it's been going. Right now, my goal is to just focus on this one client and just max them out to the best of my ability. I'll take you guys with me. I'll be vlogging different things that I do with them. I don't know if I'll introduce them, because I don't know if they're necessarily going to want to be on my YouTube channel, but if so, that would be cool. But just kind of show a little bit of behind the scenes of what that looks like. If you want to start a business, just start it. It starts with an idea, put it on paper, and figure out the fastest way to find your first customer, and then just max that out. The way you should be doing it should be idea, 20% plan, 80% execution. Just knock on those doors, do whatever you need to do. And then when you start to get the customers, then you flip it. You focus more on your quality per customer and less on just knocking on those doors, because those people, if you maximize their growth, I promise you won't never have to knock on another door. Thank you guys for watching. Next episode, we're going to be dropping another Becoming an Athlete series, focusing on just the workout. You'll see I'm actually recording this. I'm recording that video while I'm finishing this video, and I hope you guys all have a blessed day, and I will see you soon. Peace.